Hello, welcome to today's video. I want to start off by making an announcement. We are not going to have a quiz tomorrow as originally planned. I'm going to move that quiz, which is supposed to be on cnidarians and worms, to Friday. So you can expect to take that Friday, open notes, open book. Very similar format to the quiz that you took yesterday, just moving it back a day. Yesterday, I asked you to watch a video by this organization called Shape of Life on echinoderms, and hopefully you were able to do that, and you saw a number of different representatives of the phylum Echinodermata, including sea cucumbers and brittle stars and sea stars and pycnopodia and all kinds of different things. The phylum Echinodermata is covered on pages 366 to 368 in your book, and I'm not assigning that as reading, but for your reference, if you want to know where that is and if it helps you to read through the information, I would recommend that you do that, but you don't have to. Today, I want to briefly run through my notes like I would give you if we were in class together on echinoderms. I'm going to post a copy of these completed notes to the dashboard, so you'll have exactly what I'm showing you. I'm also going to post a copy of the notes that has blanks in it for you to fill in, and it's up to you whether you want to do anything with that blank notes copy. I'm not going to collect it. Some of you like to take your own notes, and just because it helps you learn the material better, whatever, but you will have exactly what I'm showing you, so it's up to you. Okay, so let me go to those notes now. All right, so again, this is the phylum Echinodermata, and hopefully, as you saw yesterday, this phylum includes many different examples, like those that are shown down here and those that I just mentioned to you, including sand dollars, which I didn't mention. Echinoderm literally means spiny skin, and that's because a lot of members of this phylum have little spines that stick up off of their endoskeleton and project through their skin that help in protection. All members of the phylum Echinodermata live in marine or saltwater environments. There are no freshwater representatives. They all have radial symmetry. They have an endoskeleton which lies just under the skin and is made of a series of plates called ossicles that are fused together. All echinoderms have this special system called a water vascular system that no other type of animal has. And this system is a series of canals that carry water, and those water canals are connected to the tube feet and can fill the tube feet and push them out of the starfish's body or the echinoderm's body to allow it to move. All echinoderms have the power of regeneration, which means they can grow back lost parts. Your book covers starfish anatomy really well in figure 1530, and here's the main different parts that you need to be aware of. The stomach, of course, you learned yesterday, can be protruded through the mouth, and digestion can occur externally. The mouth is on the underside of the starfish. They're showing you a cutaway of the starfish here, and you can see the mouth. It's in the center of the underside of the starfish. And then here's some other parts that are shown. As we're going through the parts in the notes, if you refer back to this picture, you can kind of see where we are. Okay, As usual, when we talk about a new phylum of animals, we're going to talk about how do they carry out those 9 life processes that all animals have to carry out. And in this particular unit, we're going to think about the starfish as the representative echinoderm. What I'm going to tell you is not true of all echinoderms. This is just one representative. So the starfish moves by using its 2 feet to slide along the ocean bottom. As you saw on the video yesterday, the 2 feet extend the entire length of each ray. They're attached to the water vascular system and can be extended outside of the body. Each 2 foot has a little sucker at the end that allows it to adhere to surfaces and help move the organism along. The endoskeleton is made of ossicles. Those are not shown in the diagram. The body covering is an epidermis. It's just a very thin layer of skin, as I was saying, that covers over the endoskeleton. And some have these spines that you can see. Here's a blow up here, little spines that stick through the skin from the endoskeleton for extra protection. We talked about the nutrition already, how their stomach can go out through their mouth. Once the food is digested outside of the starfish's body and the digested particles move into this part of the stomach, the food can travel into these little passageways and onto digestive glands here that are sort of like our small intestine and complete chemical digestion of the food. Then the nutrients are just released right outside of the digestive glands into the fluid that surrounds them in each ray. And as the fluid moves, the nutrients can diffuse throughout the starfish, and the cells of the starfish can pick up whatever it needs. They do not have a circulatory system like we do. In our bodies, the small intestine, from the small intestine, our digested nutrients go into our circulatory system and are transported around. For respiration, they do not have lungs. They have what are called skin gills. They surround the spines, and these gills can bring oxygen in from the water. Then the oxygen, again, will just go through the fluid of this space which surrounds the organs inside each ray, and that space is called the coelom. And that's how things are distributed. Excretion, so when you want to get rid of waste like nitrogenous waste, same idea. The nitrogenous waste enters the coelom from all the cells that are breaking down proteins, and then the nitrogenous waste can leave through the pores of the starfish, like at the gill, or they also have these special little cells called Amoeba Sites, and the Amoeba Sites, which mean amoeba-like cells, can actually like move through the coelom and pick up waste, and then they exit through the skin gills and they just take the waste off and they never return. So that's another way that they can get rid of waste. They do not have a head or brain. They do have a nerve ring, and they have nerves that extend out from the nerve ring into their rays to coordinate the movement of their tube feet. The nerve ring is not shown here, but it would basically kind of go right along with the ring canal, and each nerve would run down the radio canal. They do have a nerve net that's just below the skin and helps control the movement of their spines and their gills. And at the tip of each ray, there's a spot that is light sensitive. It's like a special little tube feet that can detect light. It doesn't form an image, but it can tell if it's light or dark. Reproduction in earthworms is sexual, and there are like male earthworms, and did I say earthworms? Sorry. Starfish is sexual, and there are like male starfish and female starfish, but it's really hard to tell which is which unless they're in the process of making sperm or eggs. So, but their fertilization is outside of their body. Okay, so those are the notes on echinoderms. And what I want to do now is just to point you to how we're going to do the dissection. I'm going to assign a couple of videos where a biologist from South Dakota, I think it's South Dakota State University, is dissecting a starfish. As you watch those videos, I want you to fill in a handout that will just help you pick out the important points of the video. And then I'm going to have you take a picture of that handout, turn it into the LMS, or submit it however you want to the LMS. And then I'm going to have you take a dissection quiz, which will count as a lab grade, not a quiz grade. It will be open notes, open book. You can refer back to the videos if you want to. And those things, watching the videos, completing the handout, and doing the dissection quiz, will actually extend for the rest of today and then into tomorrow. So tomorrow won't have anything new for you. Your job will just be to finish what I've asked you to do for the dissection and get it turned in and get your quiz taken. So you can space it out as you need to. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, just let me know and I will help you the best I can. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.